My name is Meilir Emrys, and I work as a Welsh language officer for the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board. The purpose of this presentation is to explain why it's essential that the Health Board can provide services through the medium of Welsh, and to give you an idea of the kind of job opportunities that are available for Welsh speakers within the health sector. Then, after I finish talking, Elliw from the Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol will discuss the opportunities that are available to study university courses, including nursing and medicine degrees, bilingually. So, to start then, why is it vital for the Health Board to provide services through the medium of Welsh? If we consider what the Health Board does in the first place, what exactly is its purpose? Like every other health board, the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board ultimately exists for one simple reason. Quite simply, the Health Board's primary responsibility is to care for people. And to ensure that we can achieve this successfully, we must ensure that our patients are assessed correctly so that their health-related needs are fully satisfied. As we do this, it's vital that our staff do everything they can to facilitate our patients' experiences, in order to ensure that those individuals can feel as comfortable and as contented as possible whilst they're under the Health Board's care. And this is where the importance of being able to provide Welsh medium services for patients becomes apparent. This is a map of the region that the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board serves. As you can see, it's an extensive area, which includes every part of North Wales, from Holyhead in the northwest to Wrexham in the northeast, and from Llandudno, Prestatyn and Flint on the North Wales coast to Tywyn and Aberdyfi on the shores of Cardigan Bay in the south. Now, obviously, a large proportion of the North Wales population are first language Welsh speakers. And so it's only natural that many of our patients prefer to use that language during their dealings with the Health Board. After all, having to communicate in a second language can be an uneasy experience for anyone. Most first language Welsh speakers tend to find it at least a little bit more difficult if they have to express themselves in another language. But for some patients, they simply cannot effectively express their healthcare needs in any language apart from Welsh. Consider, for example, young children, elderly people, mental health patients, or individuals with learning disabilities. So, without a doubt, it's clearly essential that we, as a health board, have to provide for our patients in the language of their choice. After all, people only tend to come into contact with the Health Board and its services if they're ill or injured. And so it's very common for people to feel quite nervous or anxious whilst they are in hospital. It's therefore vital that our staff do everything they can to help patients to feel comfortable throughout the time under our care. And language use is essentially important to this. Indeed, allowing patients to discuss their situations with us in their mother tongue or language of choice is essential, so we can make sure that Welsh-speaking individuals are as happy and as contented as possible whilst they're receiving services from the Health Board, and that they also have a full understanding of the services that are being provided for them. As good communication is vital to effective healthcare service provision, it could therefore be argued that every aspect of a Welsh-speaking patient's care should be conducted in their first language. From assessment to the process of making an informed diagnosis, to ensuring a patient's consent if they require treatment. Effectual communication is essentially important, and this can only really be achieved in an individual's first language. To summarise then, it's crucial that patients are given the freedom to speak their language of choice when receiving healthcare services. Indeed, for many first language Welsh speakers, who find it difficult to communicate effectively in any other language, that right should be regarded as a centrally important provision, rather than an optional add-on. Quite simply, the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board has a moral obligation to provide patients with services in their language of choice. And we consequently do our very best to work in accordance with that principle. In order to facilitate the development and increase the availability of Welsh medium services within the health and social care sectors, the Welsh Government has created a strategic framework called More Than Just Words. The document's main vision is that Welsh-speaking patients should be able to receive services in their own language throughout the care process. And so Betsi Cadwaladr, like every other health board in Wales, is now working to implement the aims and objectives that are noted within More Than Just Words, so that Welsh-speaking patients can receive the best possible care. Alongside our moral responsibility to deliver Welsh medium services for the public, the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board is also subject to certain legislative or legal obligations, which compel us to operate bilingually. Since May 2019, the Health Board has been working in accordance with the Welsh language standards. These are a series of benchmarks that define what exactly organisations such as ourselves are expected to do in relation to the Welsh language as we deliver our services for the public in North Wales. The delivery of the Welsh language standards is a statutory requirement, and so we don't have any choice but to implement them. Otherwise, the Health Board would be breaking the law. So now that you're aware of the Health Board's responsibilities in relation to the Welsh language, I would like to move on to consider another question. How can the fact that you speak Welsh benefit you personally? Quite simply, as the quotation on the screen explains, the ability to communicate bilingually is now regarded as a vital skill for a wide variety of jobs. Indeed, there is now a high demand for Welsh speakers in all kinds of fields, including the health sector. And you don't have to be a doctor or a nurse to work for the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board. After all, the successful provision of bilingual services requires a lot of work and commitment from a range of people. So, in order to coordinate and facilitate this work, Betsi Cadwaladr has a Welsh language unit. I'm a member of that team, and our main focus is to provide advice, resources, language training, and translation services for the rest of the workforce, in order to ensure that the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board can operate bilingually. At the same time, the Health Board also has information technology and finance departments, and it wouldn't be possible for us to effectively provide clinical services for the public without the assistance of an array of other support staff, ranging from project managers to receptionists to porters to chefs. The ability to speak both Welsh and English is now regarded as an useful and desirable skill for all of these health board jobs. So, whatever your academic interest might be, there may well be a job that you would enjoy within the health sector. Indeed, I studied history at university, but the fact that I can speak Welsh has allowed me to find a job outside that specific field. And I now promote the use of the Welsh language within the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board. In simple terms, the ability to speak more than one language is now considered to be an useful additional skill. And so being able to speak Welsh could well set you apart from other applicants when you apply for jobs. In a competitive world where jobs are often at a premium, you should therefore look to make the most of this advantage. So even if you aren't completely fluent, your ability to speak Welsh is definitely something that's worth noting on your CV. So make sure that you do so. Indeed, the importance that is now given to the specific recruitment of Welsh-speaking staff is proved by the existence of the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board Bilingual Skills Policy. Because this policy was created specifically in order to ensure that the Health Board employs enough staff with appropriate language skills to enable it to provide the largest possible range of bilingual services for the public. So the ability to speak Welsh is now clearly regarded as an increasingly important skill. But before you have to start worrying about looking for jobs, many young people like yourselves will first be going to university. Unfortunately, it's now possible for you to use and develop your Welsh language skills during your time as students, so that you'll be better prepared to apply for bilingual jobs within organisations such as the Betsi Cadwaladr University Health Board after you graduate. Indeed, the Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol now offers specific opportunities and financial support for Welsh-speaking students to study a wide range of courses at universities throughout Wales, including nursing and medicine degrees. And so, here's Elliw from the Coleg to explain more.
Hello, I'm Elliw, a Marketing and Communications Officer for Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol. My work varies from working on our social media pages, working with student ambassadors and giving presentations like this, or face-to-face when possible. What is Coleg Cymraeg? We're not on one site like Bangor University or Coleg Minnau. We work with colleges and universities in Wales, giving students the opportunity to study parts of their courses in Welsh. Some of you might want to look for an apprenticeship, go straight to work, or go to study in a university after school or college. Make the most of the opportunities now to practice your Welsh skills, where you can learn the language for free. It really will help you and certainly be an advantage when looking for work. Don't regret it. The images in the slide explain that being bilingual has advantages, like learning about different cultures, helps you socially, and it's good when you're traveling. And the other image with a brain shows that the brain can cope with so many languages at one time. In this slide, you will see a list of many courses in the health and social care sector that are available partly or fully through the medium of Welsh in Welsh universities. We have many student ambassadors representing all universities in Wales. They study part of their course in Welsh, and here we have Briall, a midwifery student from Bangor University. The best thing about studying midwifery, partly in Welsh, is getting to look after pregnant women and communicating with them in their mother tongue, therefore making sure they get the best care and feel safe in a strange situation. This is Megan, another student ambassador, and she studies medicine in Cardiff University. To be honest, I didn't try to study the course in Welsh. After speaking to Coleg Cymraeg staff, they reassured me that there would be plenty of help there if needed, so I decided to go for it and study part of the course in Welsh. That meant I could also apply for the scholarship they offered. It's the best decision I've made because the lectures have less students and I'm now learning the medical terms in both Welsh and English and can use them on location, which is very important when seeing Welsh-speaking patients. If you decide to study part of a course in Welsh in university, you could get a scholarship to help you along the way. What is a scholarship? Well, it's not a loan. You don't have to pay a penny back. It's paid straight into your bank account. It's not dependent on your parents' income, and the application form is very easy to fill in, and there is no exam either. What's the message in this cartoon? The cartoon shows the importance of the Welsh language here in Wales, especially in the health and social care sector, where people are very vulnerable. Things could go terribly wrong. Think about this. if you went to see a doctor now and he couldn't understand what you're saying, imagine the frustration and how dangerous that situation could be. Also, have a think about this. 2 of you now are going for a job as a doctor. You have the same qualifications and exactly the same experience. But there's one thing that separates you. One is bilingual and can speak Welsh. The other can't. Which one gets the job to avoid a similar situation to this cartoon? Well, the bilingual and Welsh-speaking one, of course. Thank you very much for listening today. I hope it's made you realise the importance of the Welsh language as a skill here in Wales. And it really will help you when you're looking for jobs in the future, not only in the health and social care sector, but in any sector in Wales. So make the most of the opportunities you get in school or college now to learn Welsh for free. It's a great skill to have, as I said, and even if you're thinking of going away now, or maybe you'll return one day, and you will realise the importance of keeping that Welsh language as a skill. Please follow us on our social media pages. Some are called Coleg Cymraeg, some are called The Dyfodol D. The Dyfodol D is targeting students and people your age with more content from students from universities in Wales. And also we have a website, Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol, also for more information. Please get in touch if you have any question. Thank you.